welcome. First of all, welcome. This is Unsolicited Perspectives. I'm Bruce Anthony, your host here to lead the conversation in important events and topics that are shaping today's society. Join the conversation and follow us wherever you get your audio podcasts. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch our video podcast. Rate, review, like, comment, share. Share with your friends, share with your family. Hell, even share with your enemies. On today's episode, it's the Sibling Happy Hour. I'm here with my sis, Aundrea. We'll be touching on Trump and the latest news that came out. We're going to be talking about online dating. We're going to reintroduce Ripped from the Headlines segment and then a funny story about a guy in court. But that's enough of the intro. Let's get to the show. What up, sis?
What up, brother?
I can't call it. What's the word for today?
The word for today is a phrase.
Okay.
It's 34 for 45.
What, 34 for 45? What's that mean?
34 counts for the 45th president.
Okay, 34 for 45. I had somebody yesterday said, I don't want to get political. And I was like, okay, that means it's going to be political.
When they start that, yeah.
And they were just like, you think he's going to be found guilty? And I was like, I don't know. I don't care. Because he's not going to jail. He's still going to be the Republican nominee. He still could win and be president. This changes nothing, except for the fact from a historical standpoint, he's the first president to ever be a convicted felon.
Right.
So, I mean, a lot of people are rejoicing today, and I'm just like, meh.
You know, yeah, I mean, if you future trip, then does it mean a lot? I mean, we don't know. Time will tell. July 11th, he goes in for sentencing. So we'll see. Obviously, they're going to appeal it. And that's going to tie it up in litigation for a year or more, you know? So like, I mean, he can still run for president because obviously the founding members, I don't call them fathers, even though some of them are our fathers because, you know, how slavery works. But the founding members of this country probably didn't anticipate a convicted felon running for president or possibly being elected president. So they didn't expressly write that in the Constitution. It's funny that he can't vote for himself.
That's not true. He can.
How?
He's convicted in New York. New York allows you, as long as the convicted felon is not in jail, you can vote.
His home state is Florida. He cannot
He was
vote.
convicted in New York.
But he is a convicted felon living in the state of Florida. He cannot vote in the state of Florida.
He can vote in New York.
I don't know because his home state is Florida. So I don't know. I don't know how that all works. I think he has to.
I think you got to be a convicted felon in the state of Florida. I think you have to be convicted in Florida. Yes. Okay. So
I don't think so.
I've been paying attention to the legal scholars and talking to a couple of lawyers. Here's the first thing. He's not going to get any jail time. That's number one.
Yeah, probably not.
I mean, if it was anybody, not just him, if it was anybody, they got 34 Class E felony counts. These are non-violent felonies, and he's a first-time offender.
Yeah.
There's not going to be any jail time. Okay. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, I think that is if he's convicted in the state of Florida, he can still vote for himself. They were talking about it. He can still vote for himself for president. Now, he's got court cases in Florida that are felony charges. If he gets convicted on those, then he would have to go to the governor to be able to get that restriction taken away from him. But like, yeah, he can still vote. He can still be president. This changes nothing. In our everyday life, it changes nothing.
It changes things for the history books, right? Like it's going to be put in there that he's our first convicted felon president should he win the presidency.
Maybe. Don't forget, history is his story. They can write it any way they want to.
That's true. And if he's reelected, baby, we're not having no more presidents.
Well, no.
We got a dictator until he dies.
Did you want to add? I know you was like, we got to talk about this. And I was like, I really don't want to.
Well, because we never get we never get to talk about breaking news.
Yeah.
for some reason news usually breaks on Fridays. And like
Right. And somebody was in the DM saying, "Are you and your sister going to talk about this on the sibling happy hour?" I was like, "I guess we got to.
Yeah.
I don't really want to. Well, I like when you guys talk about political stuff." I was like, "Okay, you wanna us then?" Because I know a lot of people that don't like it when we talk about political stuff because they don't like our political leanings. But I
The
mean,
the internet already wins because this is all over the place. This is the first time he's won the popular vote, and I just love that. That's my favorite
that
thing about this.
that is funny.
Yeah.
Okay, switching from jail
Yeah.
to another version of jail
Yeah.
and hell,
Hell is right.
online dating.
Yeah. So I have never done online dating before.
Mm-hmm.
Never tried it before. But this past weekend, a friend encouraged me to join a popular dating website. I'm not going to put the name out there because
I saw. I was right there with you when you was going through some stuff when you was
yeah,
scrolling and
yeah, yeah,
swiping.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I had it up probably for about 36 hours before I paused it. For someone who has never done dating apps before and is an introvert, it is extremely overwhelming.
Okay. Yeah.
When your profile first this is what I heard is how it goes. You first put your profile up and then you get all these matches like within the first week or whatever. I need there to be a site for introverts with anxiety where no matter how many people match you that day, they still need one match a week that you can take your time and review.
I mean, okay. These are matches. They're not messages, though, right?
No, the messages too.
Oh, okay.
Because they find something on your profile. Well, I'm probably giving it away now, but they find something on your profile that they like.
No, these are all dating sites. This isn't one particular one. This is uniformed across all of them.
This is the only one I've ever been on, so I don't know. So, and then they can make a comment on whatever photo or video you put up. So it's those messages coming in. And then, I don't know how to do small talk. So that's also an issue for me because I have no idea what to say to any of these people. And I've talked to people who are regularly on, online dating websites or whatever, apps or whatever. And they usually have like a little script or they have their own like kind of plan of like how they ask questions. Listen, I'll have bump into me at the grocery store, baby, because I can't. I mean, the level of detail like some people put into like strategizing, handling online dating, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it. I immediately paused it. I still get messages, but I just turned my phone over because I don't know what to say to these people, and it's also very overwhelming.
Okay, so I don't know if this is good advice or bad advice, but when I was in the online dating game, and I retired myself from online dating about 4 years ago. Okay. 3 years ago, 4 years ago. When I was in the online dating game, I'm shallow. So immediately when any little message or match, I go to see if I'm physically attracted to the person. If I'm not physically attracted, I just ignore it.
I mean, I think that's the thing, isn't it? Like that's the point of online dating. Like you go with your gut of like,
so
do I find this person attractive? If so, let me look at their profile. If I like it, swipe whichever direction you're supposed to swipe.
Right. So with that being said, that can eliminate a lot of these matches and messages because you just be like, oh, I'm not attracted to you. Thank you, but no thanks.
But sometimes they say really nice stuff, and so you just want to, be friendly, I guess.
No,
I don't know.
nope. You can't be friendly.
You can't.
You can't be friendly. You need to treat it like you're out in the street, right? Somebody could say something nice, like, "Hey, I really like your dress. Thank you." Hey, so what? I said, "Thank you." That's enough. Not interested, right?
Yeah.
So it could be like, "Hey, thank you for those really kind words. I really appreciate it." I've done that before.
Yeah.
Thank you for those kind words. I really appreciate it. In the conversation.
Yeah.
You ain't got to carry it on no more. And then if they press, just be like, I'm sorry, I don't think that we're a good match, but I wish you all the best of luck.
So savage.
I don't think that's savage. I think that's, well, I done told you before I got my lemon rule on dates.
No, what's the lemon rule?
Oh, well, and I tell women this before we go on the first date. I'm like, hey, we've been matching a little bit. I like to do a video chat before we actually go on a date to make sure they look like they pictures,
Yeah.
because that's important. And so I say, hey, look, we meet, we go out for these drinks or whatever, a drink. And within the first 15 minutes, if neither one of us is feeling it, we could just say, okay, this isn't going to really work for me. No hard feelings. We just go our separate ways.
Yeah.
And women are always like, do you really do that? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do
I think
that.
that's fair because, like,
Yeah.
why waste your whole night on knowing it's not going to work within that first 15 minutes?
If you say to me, yeah, the moon is bigger than Earth, I'm immediately going to be like, yeah, no, let's
Yeah.
go ahead and end this conversation.
Yeah. If you come to me like, yeah, but have you ever like actually seen the earth round? If you
Yeah.
look out, it looks flat. Okay. Have
I'm,
you found the edge? That's my question always to flat earthers. Show me the edge. Show it to me. Point to me the person that's fallen off. Where is it? All the governments of the world are conspiring to keep the secret from us that the earth is flat.
that the Earth is flat.
For what reason? Like, what impact does that have on my daily life? 0 to none.
So we're just upside down? Oh, okay, I can't have that conversation with you, ma'am. I can't explain to you. I guess that would be under astronomy when you talk about the planet.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
physics, maybe astrophysics.
Okay. Yeah, I guess astrophysics. Neil deGrasse
Neil
Tyson.
deGrasse Tyson. Yes,
We ain't gonna come on the show, man. Come on the show.
He's never even heard our pleas. Like he's never.
No, we've done it before, but I don't think it may have been before we were actually doing the video podcast.
Okay.
Which, by the way, not by the release of this episode, but definitely by next Sibling Happy Hour, we'll be at 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. So, ladies and gentlemen, just
nuts.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's the craziest thing. When I saw how close we were, and I honestly thought, hey, if we get 10 people to subscribe to us, we are doing something. So to have 10,000.
Yeah, you freaked out. Last weekend, my sister was in town. We went to brunch and had a good time with my goddaughter and my sister's friend. It was a good time.
Yes.
A lot of shots.
Yeah.
It was a lot of shots.
You were the one offering them, so I don't know.
I only said, let's just do a shot before we go out. It was my goddaughter. It was like, let's do another one. Let's do another one.
Yeah, but only y'all did it because I was done.
Yeah,
I was done. But yeah, online dating. Let me know, introverts, people with ADHD, autistic folks. Let me know. Is there a site for people who can't handle a lot of stimulus? because the notifications give me anxiety. The messages trying to figure out what to say. I don't know.
Look, that's the reason why I got out of the online dating game. I've had actually the last two women that were actually my girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
I actually met on dating sites.
Yeah.
And the last one was on an obscure dating site that I only went on it because my bestie was like, you need to go back out there and start dating. I was like, I am dating. I don't need the dating site. Well, maybe you should do more structured dating. And so I got on this site thinking it was going to be bootleg and ended up meeting somebody that ended up being my girlfriend. But I can say that you will. But I also will say with those two situations, they didn't go on for anywhere. Right. They didn't end in anything. So,
and like for me as a person who doesn't leave the house, unless you're delivering my Uber Eats or my Amazon packages, I don't know where to meet people aside from online dating. But it is extremely stressful I
Yeah.
guess the flip side of that is not getting any matches.
Right. That's the worst.
So
Like you could log on there and like, don't nobody
it's just a tumbleweed going across the screen.
don't nobody got love for Jay? Let it be known there. He'd be like Snoop Dogg at the Snorts Awards.
Yeah. You got no love for Death Row? No.
No, you
No.
ain't got no
No.
love for Death Row.
We don't.
Yeah, online dating, it is what it is. But you know what you can do?
What's
You
that?
could go to the grocery store, you can go to church, the Black Awareness Rally. That's where I'm going.
Public library. There's good people there. A Black awareness rally. That's where I'm going. Good clean girls.
If y'all don't get that, that's coming to America. We can't help you on that.
I can't help you if you don't get that.
I can't help you on that. But coming up next, the segment that we haven't done in a while, ripped from the headlines. We're going to get into some stuff. Now, Jay, you remember the last episode when we was talking about Memorial Day and Veterans Day?
Yes.
And we was a little confused.
We were confused. We had to Google it.
Yeah. We weren't the only ones confused. And just so people know that I won't bash Fox News all of the time, Fox News had a segment. And the segment was basically about the squad members, Omar and Cori Bush.
Okay.
They had to delete some Memorial Day posts. And I bet everybody out there is thinking, well, why did they have to delete some Memorial Day posts? Both representatives posted tweets on Memorial Day that was criticized for missing the point of the holiday, which is dedicated to honoring those who lost their lives in the service to country.
Yes.
The tweets were seen as confusing Memorial Day with Veterans Day, which honors all who have served. See, we told you all about that last week. After facing criticism, both representatives deleted the original tweets and posted new ones that more accurately reflected the purpose of Memorial Day. So they was out there celebrating all the troops.
Yeah.
And we should always celebrate all the troops. But on Memorial Day, it is literally a memoriam to those that have lost their lives in service.
And it wasn't like the tweets were like bad tweets. They just confused Memorial Day with Veterans Day. Like Rep. Omar tweeted on #Memorial Day, we honor the heroic men and women who have served our country. We owe them more than our gratitude. They have more than earned access to quality mental health services, job opportunities, housing assistance, and the benefits they were promised. Now, of course, we are talking about, that's definitely for veterans, but we are definitely talking about people who have passed on, so they are not.
They're not getting no benefits.
He said they're not getting no
maybe
benefits.
their family could get some benefits. Maybe she could have spun it that way.
Right.
But yeah, no. So that's the reason why they was like, oh, y'all confused. And I get it, right? Because we were confused. Here's a major difference. This is the reason why I'm not getting angry at Fox News for bringing this up and ridiculing them. It's because they're representatives and somebody should have fact-checked their tweet before they sent it out. Somebody on their team used to be like, hey, hold up. Memorial Day is a memoriam. It's about the people that passed. They're not living no more.
It's in the title. I mean, it's the memorial.
Hey, look, we can't throw shade because we had it confused, right? But I'm saying it's not okay for us to have it confused. I'm not giving us a pass. I'm throwing us under the bus too. But they are actually representatives and have a team. Somebody should have been like, hey, yo. That dude, the dude they do the meme when he had the barbecue. Hey, yo. Somebody should have been like, hey, yo.
Yeah.
We can't send this out.
If you want to know how to stop the presses, yell, hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
And literally everything stops.
Hey, yo, in the Black community and in all people of color. And no, white people too.
I feel like if you yell, hey, yo, in a crowded room, everybody's going to stop and look.
Hey, yo,
what?
Nobody is a monolith, but this is something that we all can agree on. If somebody says, hey, yo, everybody stops.
Yeah.
Somebody should have been like, hey, yo, y'all got this wrong. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for us because, we got a little platform or something, I'm saying that we should know.
Right.
It's way more embarrassing for them because they're actually representing our country.
Yeah. Y'all should at least know our holidays.
I mean, even
At the minimum.
At the minimum, you need to know what's standing on. And they knew they was wrong. That's the reason why I deleted it and then came out with new ones.
Yeah.
But it was too late.
I'm looking for a way
to give them a pass.
To tie in AO with AOC, like AOC, y'all got that wrong. Like, like
but AOC
I wouldn't have made that mistake. That's what I'm saying. Like, she would have come behind them and been like, AOC, y'all got them wrong. So I'm looking for the wordplay there, but I'll flesh it out. We'll see.
But look. Come on, y'all. If y'all gonna represent the country, y'all got to know all the holidays.
Yeah.
You got to know all the holidays.
And again, save those tweets because you can repost them on Veterans Day and they will.
She might come out with the same exact tweet, word for word, on Veterans Day. When is Veterans Day? I don't know. But
don't know.
It's a day that's coming or past.
Yeah, keep no on matter what, even until even it's if it November
did pass,
11th.
It's okay, November 11th. I was getting ready to say, even if it did pass, it's still coming.
Exactly, because time goes in a circle.
I'm on picture Bruce on a date. I don't believe time goes in a circle. Huh? Yeah, I think time's a straight line. Well, actually, that actually makes a little bit of sense. Time would be a straight line. It wouldn't be a circle.
Time would be a straight line.
Yeah. Why am I co-signing your circle?
Well, I mean, just like the days will come back around. My point is, okay, November 11th will always occur.
Okay, the only thing that changes in the date is the year, but the days are always the same, except for a leap year.
Except for a leap year. We just get an extra day. This still doesn't change. November 11th doesn't become November Goobly Gop. But it's still November 11th.
You're right. It come back full circle. The only thing changes back full circle. And as we have detoured ADHD, let's get to the second ripped from headline. Now, this is a story. Did you hear about this story before you saw it on the rundown?
I did not. And boy, oh boy.
Yes. Okay. So the main headline for us, this isn't a headline in newspapers, but us, we're just going to give y'all an officer resigns. Officers resign. Police officers resign all the time, right? Ain't no big deal. What did he resign for? A San Diego Police Department officer named Anthony Hare. Yeah, I'm putting your name out there. Anthony Hare,
it's already in the papers.
It is, and on the news broadcast. Anthony Hare, who resigned after he was found locked in the backseat of a squad car with a female suspect. Ladies and gentlemen, let me repeat that again. He was found locked in the backseat of his squad car with a female suspect. There's got to be more to the story. Right?
Well, here's the thing. You're going to be locked because the child locks are on them. Like, if you get in that back seat and close the door.
I think it's a little bit different than a child lock, but I get what you're saying. You can't get out.
You can't get out once you're in.
I'm sure there's a way.
Somebody got to let them out.
I guess so. So, the incident occurred in August 2023 when Officer Hare and several other officers arrested a woman and another individual suspect of car theft. Officer Hare was tasked with driving the woman to a detention center. During the drive, the woman propositioned Officer Hare. Mrs. Officer. At some point during the drive, Officer Hare stopped the vehicle and his body camera turned off. He later told investigators that he believed the woman was having a medical emergency. About 20 minutes after the car stopped.
I was going to say something I'm not.
Go ahead and say it.
I'm not going to say it.
No, you've already opened the door. You get one grotesque, explicit thing. What you going to say?
Thought she was choking. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You ain't sorry.
I'm not. It was there. It was right there.
It was right there. After 20 minutes after the car had stopped, remember, he pulled over because he thought she had a medical emergency. As much as said, thought she was choking. Officer Hare called another officer asking if he had a master key for the vehicles.
Because he was locked in.
Because he was locked in the back seat. An hour later, a supervisor arrived and opened the car door. Officer Hare explained he was checking on the woman and the door had accidentally closed behind him. He resigned a month after the incident. The results of the internal investigation was released later, finding that Officer Hare had failed to follow proper procedures and falsified police reports. Jay, what do you think about this so far? Notice I said so far because, ladies and gentlemen, there's more to the story.
Yeah, there's more to this. I'm actually not surprised. We hear stories all the time of officers or corrections officers and abusing their position. And I don't think that it's that weird that people try to get out of a ticket or jail time by...
Yeah, because this is grand theft.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you go into the detention center.
Yes.
You mean you locked in overnight. You ain't no bail. You ain't gonna get to a judge until the next morning at least.
Mm-hmm.
And they arrested you for grand theft.
Yeah.
Odds are you ain't gonna get no bail. You're gonna be not reconnaissance. You're gonna be remanded.
Mm-hmm.
I know that because of Law and Order.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why.
Yes.
and I'm probably all wrong. So lawyers out there, correct me, please. Yeah. If I'm wrong, please let me know.
So we are not attorneys.
We are not attorneys, and I get all my law from literally Law and Order.
Yeah.
Unless I talk to my lawyer friends.
Yeah.
So she might be facing some time. And it's California. I don't know if they still got the 3 strikes rule, but they might.
Maybe.
They might.
So homegirl's like, hey, maybe.
She was like, hey, look, I could choke on something. Okay.
This is why I didn't want to say it. This is why I didn't want to say it.
Okay. Like I said, there's more to the story.
Mm-hmm.
CBS 8 out of California is a CBS affiliate, right? California station, did some investigation. They found the following exchange on his cop cam. What's that called again?
Was it his dash cam or was it his body cam?
Body cam.
Okay.
Or it may have been a dash cam. It was on one of them cams, the dash or the body cam, before it mysteriously cut off. Okay.
Right.
The woman says, "Are you married?" Officer Hare says, "Why are you asking that?"
Mm-hmm.
The woman, "You're not too bad. What's it going to hurt me if I work the system? You know what I mean. That's the way I see SHIT."
Mm-hmm.
The microphone on Hare's body camera picks up moans from the back seat.
Mm.
Then the woman says, "Are you single?" Officer Hare, "Yeah, but you're not." Woman, "I'm down to F right now."
Just down to clown.
Right. Officer Hare, "Don't say that right now. Don't say that right now because everything is being recorded right now."
Mm.
So there's more to this.
Yeah.
But I just want to pause and address that back and forth. Now, they did the investigation and a month later he resigned because they got that on tape.
Yeah, it's on tape.
And he was stopped for 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And locked himself in there in the backseat with Shorty Doo-Wop.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to call her, is Shorty Doo-Wop.
Right.
Locked herself in the backseat with Shorty Doo-Wop. And
moans could be heard.
Well, she was, okay. So she was moaning, but then that's when she asked the question. She moaned, and then she asked the question, "Are you single?"
Well, no, it says body camera picks up moans. It doesn't necessarily say it's hers.
Well, okay. You're right. But I actually saw the video. Saw the video. He was still driving when this conversation was going back and forth.
Got you.
She starts moaning and he's looking back at her. So that's maybe when she was distressed, and that's the reason why he had to go check on her.
Yeah, sure. No.
What you mean? Yeah, sure, no.
Shorty was shooting her shot. I mean, I get it. She said, "What's it gonna hurt me if I work the system?" You know what I mean? Like, hey.
All right, so let's get to the final conclusion.
Okay.
According to CBS 8 out of California, as they approached the detention center, Officer Hare asked the woman what she was doing in the back seat. That's all in that little conversation, but she was
Yeah.
moaning. So what's
Yeah.
she doing back there, right?
Yes.
That's when the police cruiser slowed down and Hare switched off his body cam. This is all per the investigation by CBS 8.
Mm-hmm.
Hare's vehicle turned down a dark residential street only blocks away from the detention center at around 1:34 a.m. Around 20 minutes later, after the cruiser stopped, Officer Hare made a call to the fellow officer asking if he had a master key to patrol cars. Officer Hare maintained that he was only checking on the woman and said the door accidentally shut on him. Per CBS 8, which reported that Hare claimed he knocked his body cam off its clip while getting out of the vehicle. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Now, the woman was interviewed by authorities and insisted nothing inappropriate had occurred inside the cruiser.
Well, yeah, she don't want to. Listen, she don't want to expose herself to a solicitation charge. I'm already.
Right. I got Grand Theft Auto.
Okay? I'm already got Grand Theft Auto.
And this ain't the video game. I got Grand Theft Auto. Okay.
Yeah. The last thing I'm going to do is admit to more crimes.
Oh, okay. The station, CBS 8, reported that a test on Hare's clothes found semen. The test on Hare's clothes for semen found trace amounts on his belt. So, ladies and gentlemen, this man did himself a little quickie, and he might have got away with it had he not locked himself in the back seat.
Yeah.
He was so excited. He was like, I'm going to get it in, and completely locked himself inside the cruiser. And wasn't going to get it. Like, okay. Like, he should have known several things.
Yeah.
One, he knew it was wrong. That's number one. Number two, he knew it was going to be sketchy as soon as he turned off the body cam.
He knew it was wrong when he told her, don't say that. Don't say that. Everything's being recorded right now.
But he still went ahead and did it anyway. He thought he could get away with it. It was still being recorded.
He thought he could call his homie, hey, you got the master key to the cars, can you let me? And this to the supervisor.
Right. And the supervisor said, this is per the report. The supervisor said, yeah, he was real panicky and nervous when I got there. And I watched the video. He all in the back seat, and then they opened up the door, and he's like, hey, man, just checking in on her. I was just checking in on her. She seemed distressed. I was like, yeah, she was distressed because she was in the back seat playing with herself. And he was like, I'm going to get in where I can fit in.
Which, if she was she handcuffed?
I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, yeah, he was taking her to the detention center. She had to be handcuffed.
So, is she a contortionist?
Maybe she was able to, they put you behind the back. Maybe she was able to slide them and put them in the front.
That's what I'm saying. Is this Ringling Brothers? Like, what? Cirque du Soleil? Who the hell does he have in that back seat?
This is another thing.
You wanted to find out.
Right. This is another thing that we should really examine.
Mm-hmm.
She asked him, are you single?
Yeah.
He says, yeah, but you're not.
Yeah.
So she got a man or a woman, whoever was her accomplice of this Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I feel like the other person who was arrested.
Yes. So they must got to understand, hey, look, baby, look. If we get locked up, you do whatever you can to get out of the old predicament. If you got to sleep with an officer, then offer. What's the worst that could happen? A solicitation charge? We're already going to be in the bank for grand theft. What's a solicitation charge?
Might as well.
That's a misdemeanor, I think.
I don't know.
I think solicitation. I don't know. Is it a misdemeanor or a felony?
Don't know. I'll look it up. But the point is, shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot.
and see what happens.
And you know what happened? Her ass still went to jail.
Yeah.
And his ass lost a job. For fellas out there, hey man, it ain't worth it.
And
Sometimes you can just let it go.
I don't know about other states, but in Georgia, it is a misdemeanor.
Oh, but what about this was in California. So what's it in California? Solicitation. Hey, solicitation should not be any
it's
crime.
Also a misdemeanor.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, because I'm just asking a question.
Yeah.
And offering a service, you ain't got to take it. Here's the thing: it's you could say no.
That's what they taught us in there. Just say
no.
If Officer Hare had said no, he'd still have a job. He can't. I would be amazed, and I have people that I've interviewed, and I'm gonna reach out to them that work in the police force or have studied police to be like, okay, so he resigned from this position. This is on his jacket. Can he go to another department and get hired, or is he kind of like blackballed?
I think because they still completed the internal affairs investigation and it did come out, and it's all in the papers. I mean, I don't think
it's all in the papers. It's all on the news.
The video's out.
I found about it. Look, so this is what happened. Let me tell you the story. I'm on Instagram. You a TikTok person. I'm an Instagram person. I was on Instagram and this came across my timeline. And I was like, this cannot be real. Because a lot of stuff on Instagram, you read or you get these clips and it's just like, nah, this ain't real. This has got to be a joke.
Right.
So I did the research and the first article told me nothing about the investigation that the CBS 8 news organization did.
Right. Okay.
It was just, hey, look, something happened. He locked himself in the back seat. They did an investigation. He resigned.
Yeah.
It was through the CBS 8 that I was like, oh, so what I saw on Instagram was true. Because I was about to be like, see, everybody on Instagram always jumping to conclusions, and that's not what happened. But sure enough, this was a true damn story. My man, on the way to the detention center, he was almost there.
There.
It's a GPS on the car. They saw what road he turned down.
Yeah.
They know how long he was there, that the car was just idle.
So many.
He ain't called for no help.
Things.
He ain't called.
He knows. He knows that door locks.
He knows
there's dash cam and body cam. He knows that they tracked the GPS of the vehicle. He knew all of that.
He knew all of it.
Still risked it all for the Gawk 3000.
I wasn't gonna go there, but you did. I wasn't gonna go there, but you did.
That's crazy.
Ooh.
That's
tough. My goodness. That was just about to say that was tough. I was just about to say that was tough. That was tough. And the thing about it is maybe you could have believed this story. If she was distressed, he got a radio. Mm-hmm. He could have just been like, hey, look.
Yeah.
Somebody in the back, I have him transporting a prisoner to a detention center and she's having a medical emergency. We need to send ambulance over here.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're having a murder, that's
the first thing they would do. So
you know what? If I was having a medical emergency,
with a better lie.
But you know what? Maybe that Gawk had him confused. He didn't have all his blood was somewhere else, and he couldn't think straight.
Nothing was prepared. Nothing.
He ruined his career.
Yeah.
He ruined his career for a woman that was a grand theft.
Going to jail anyway.
Now, as a quick detour, you know what? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break. And then we're going to get to my detour next that connects prison and dating. We're going to get to that next. Okay, Jay, I told you I was going to connect jail and dating.
Yes, I'm interested in seeing
I said something like that.
Okay.
A friend of mine sent me an Instagram post of this thing called Prisoner Connect. It's a way for prisoners to connect with people on the outside. It's kind of like a pen pal thing.
Okay.
Why'd you close your eyes like that? Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all not watching it, if y'all listening, my sister just closed her eyes like she's thinking to herself, where the hell is my brother about to take this?
That is exactly what I'm thinking to myself.
Okay.
I was
I'm gonna tell
wondering
you.
when you started the segue of prison and dating, where this is going.
So my friend sent me this DM of this one woman
Mm-hmm.
who was looking for companionship.
Okay.
And let me just tell you, she was fine as hell. So I sent it to my bestie and I was like, you know what? I might not do dating sites, but I might do this Prison Connect. So I went on the Instagram and it's this whole organization that tries to connect prisoners, right? For pen pals, right? They've been
Right.
doing this for decades.
Now connect
This
prisoners or prisoners to civilians?
either one, right? But
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
going to assume since they put these videos on social media, I don't know how much access prisoners have to social media. I'm going
What's
to
a
assume
more
that
PC way than saying prisoners? So can we say the incarcerated? I don't like reducing them
they're
to
in prison.
they
They
are.
in prison.
That's where they are, but I
They're
don't
a
like reduce.
prisoner. You know what they
All
gonna
right.
say? You
I'm
know
gonna
what they gonna
say
say?
incarcerated peoples.
You know what? Ali Sadiq, contact us, man. Tell us what we should call them. Are they prisoners? Are they the incarcerated? What should we say?
Right.
I'm going to say these people that are currently incarcerated. I'm
Yes.
going to
Okay.
assume that this is a program for them to connect for people on the outside
Right. Okay.
that are free,
Okay.
that are not.
That's not new. That's not new.
That's
There's
not
always
new. That's
I
not
mean,
new.
we got love after lockup or
Yeah,
love
yeah,
during
yeah.
lockup or no,
Well,
it's
I've
after. It's
seen.
after. It's
Yeah,
after.
it's after
Yeah.
lockup. Now I've seen some of the people on Love After Lockup,
Mm-hmm.
and let me go back. So I went to the Instagram page, and
Okay.
there's a lot of men on there. And I'm sorry, gentlemen, I don't want to be a pen pal.
Yeah.
I don't.
No.
I barely want to talk to my friends on the outside,
Yeah.
much less want to create new friendships on the inside.
Right.
However, I went through the women's profile,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, yo, this don't make no sense. Why are all these women kind of fine? Not kind of fine, fine. Like they're fine. And what was real crazy is they must have a deal with prisons in Idaho because they were all in Idaho. And I didn't know Idaho was banging like that. I might need to move to Idaho. Maybe being in DC is the reason why I'm still single. If I was in Idaho, if the fine are currently incarcerated, that means some fine are not currently incarcerated. And Idaho might be.
Unless they round up the beautiful people of Idaho
They
and
say you beautiful.
incarcerate
This
them.
is not what we want to represent as good looking people in Idaho.
Only
We
thing
got
I
to throw
know
you in
about
jail.
Idaho is potatoes and Napoleon Dynamite. So
All
that's
I know about, well, Napoleon Dynamite and Moving, the movie with Richard Pryor, where he had to move
yes.
to Boise.
Yes. Yeah,
Them
that's
Cone Bunny was in the movie.
literally it.
But look, let me tell you, I sent that to my bestie and I was like, I don't know, maybe I'll become a pen pal or something because some of these women are fine.
Yeah, okay.
It's like,
Yeah, all right. You gonna wake up things missing. You know what? They could be rehabilitated.
yeah, they could be rich. See, look at you judging.
I know. I ain't right.
You ain't right.
I ain't right.
You ain't right.
Everybody deserves love.
Everybody deserves love, right? And you
Well,
know
not
what's better?
everybody. Most people deserve love.
The majority of I won't even say majority of people or most.
Some of y'all don't. But
Yeah,
y'all ain't listening to this show, so it's fine.
well, some of y'all deserve the love that you get.
Yes.
Let me put it like that.
Yes.
And some of y'all deserve the love that
because
you get.
of the nonsense you put out into the world. You deserve exactly who you with right now.
But these women on this Prison Connect, I'm gonna go ahead and write a couple of letters. I gotta go do snail mail. I gotta go to UPS or the USPS.
You never know why people get locked up. What
Oh,
the
but ask. That's gonna be the
circumstances
first
are.
question. You know, I don't do small talk. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, how you doing? My name is Bruce. So why you locked up?
Right.
How long you got?
Tell me the amount of time you're gonna be in there, so that I know."
I'm messy anyway, so I'm ready to hear somebody's story.
Right. Tell me everything that's going on in your day-to-day world also.
But I'm gonna send you the DM and you're gonna be like, all right, yeah, that's cute. And you're going to go on the page and you're going to be like, huh, a lot of people are.
That might be a solution to my problem. Like that might be because I don't want to go nowhere and they can't. So it's like,
And they can really only send you mail,
right.
right? So you can read a couple, do like a Lear's, a 4-page letter.
Yeah, that's
And
nice because that's not gonna bombard me. It'll come in, U.S. Postal Service. That's gonna come in slowly,
slow,
depending
yeah.
on where they're coming from.
Right,
They're
right.
coming from Idaho.
They come from
It's gonna
Idaho.
take a week to get to me.
Right. It's going to take, well, I don't think it takes weeks, maybe about 4 days, 3-4 days.
Yeah, that's a business week.
No, business week is 5 days,
Well,
but that's okay.
it's damn near.
Damn near. Okay.
It ain't gonna be there the next day. Is my point. It's coming.
You're right. It's slow and steady.
Yes,
it's slow and steady.
that's
They
nice.
can't call you and blow you up,
That's
ask
nice.
you about your business.
That's nice.
You do have to collect calls, though.
No, I don't. That's the great thing about a collect call. I don't have to accept the charges.
Yeah, you got to accept it if you're trying to develop something with a person.
Am I though? Am I trying to develop something? I don't know.
Hey,
but that might be a solution to my problem. That's all I'm saying.
It could be a solution to both of our problems.
Okay.
But
we could find love after lockup.
I don't want to go on no show. But
no, we can find it. We can find love.
You can find love at the lockup. And it may be, you have to take it slow. They might be in for 3 to 5. That's really a good amount of time to really get to know somebody.
Yeah. I mean, listen, they ain't got nothing but time.
Speaking of somebody that's going to have some time, I sent you, this is our last segment, and I had to end on this.
And the dumbest one of all.
This is the dumbest situation. Some of you people out here may have picked up on it, and I'm going to just say a name. Corey Harris of Michigan. You don't know it? That's okay. I'm going to need you to, after listening to this, I want you to Google his name and watch the video. I'm going to tell you what the video is going to show you. So Corey Harris is 44 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And he was attending a hearing on May 15th of this year for charges related to an earlier arrest about 5 miles from Ann Arbor, so not far from the University of Michigan. The charges were for driving with a suspended license. So he's at a hearing. He has to go to a hearing because he caught a charge for driving with a suspended license.
Yes.
Okay. The hearing was a Zoom court hearing. I guess they still doing those type of things in this post-pandemic era. It might be just convenient for everybody.
It is very inconvenient. So, yes.
During the Zoom court hearing, Harris was seen driving, which stunned the presiding judge, Cedric Simpson.
Yeah.
Now, y'all need to watch this video. Because Judge Simpson, my man, pops up on the Zoom, and Judge Simpson is just like, no, the hell he isn't. I know I'm not saying what I think I'm saying.
And the way my man logs into the Zoom, whipping the rolling the whip. Hey, I'll be right with y'all. He
literally says that. He said, "Hey, I'll be right with y'all. I'm pulling into the doctor's office."
Give me 1 second.
Give me 1 second. He literally says that. He says, "Give me 1 second. I'm pulling into the doctor's office," while he's on a Zoom hearing for the charges of driving with a suspended license.
Yeah.
So Judge Simpson asked Harris, he didn't do it like this, but I know this is how you want to do it.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you driving? And Harris replied that he was pulling into the doctor's office, actually. Just give me 1 second. So that's what we was talking about, what we said, what we said. And so once Harris parked the car, Judge Simpson confirmed that Harris is a driver on a license suspended who was just seen driving without a license.
By the judge.
so, so the judge,
the judge is
y'all
watching
really,
you.
y'all really need to pull up this video. You can Google search it. It is not hard.
It's
When he pops up
hilarious.
on the Zoom, he, like my sister said, he is whipping it. He is literally turning the corner, whipping it one-handed. He is just driving, moseying along. Yeah, I'm pulling in. The judge is like, I know I don't see what I'm seeing. Are you driving right now? Yeah. I'm pulling in the doctor's office. I'll be with you in a second.
The fact
First of
that he
all,
goes, yeah. Like the fact that he's like, oh yeah, I'm pulling in my doctor's office actually. Like, sir, do you? And the judge is like, does he know why he's here?
yeah, but hold on. How you go? Hold on. How you gonna have a hearing? Some charges that you got. First of all, you're gonna be late because he
Right.
was late.
Yes.
You're gonna be late, and then you're gonna tell the judge, "Hold on a second.
Right.
You in jail for being charged for something
Sir,
in
reschedule
court,
that
not jail."
doctor's appointment.
Right.
You got court.
Well, I got a doctor's appointment. They got to check this gout, but at the same time, I got this Zoom hearing. I could do both at the same time. That ain't no thing.
It's the moment that Corey realizes he messed up. And he is just, you almost think the Zoom paused, but he's blinking because he is just stuck with his mouth open. Like, I have just messed up. And it didn't occur to him because the judge asked several times, now we're here for a suspended license, right? And my man is parking and the judge, and then when he parks, and the judge says it again, and he realized what he's done.
Right. The judge literally says, this driver is here on a suspended license, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And old Corey just go with his mouth all open, and he want to say something, but he can't.
There's no defense.
You can't say nothing.
You committed the crime in front of the judge on a Zoom. You take that time. You take that time, and you can't blame nobody.
Well, what did the judge do? Right? What did the judge do?
Right.
Judge Simpson revoked Harris' bond.
Yeah.
And ordered him to turn himself into the jail by 6 p.m. that day. Failure for him to turn himself in was going to result in a bench warrant with no bond. And as he's saying this, Corey is just like, oh, man.
Yeah.
That doctor's appointment wasn't too serious.
Clearly not.
It wasn't that serious.
Because you got till 6 o'clock
you got
to report to the jail.
Get
all your affairs in order. He wasn't. He said, oh, you know what? I'll just roll over to the doctor's office on my way. I'll log in to Zoom. And nobody, first of all, did he run it past anybody? Like, did he tell anybody that this was his plan? Because I'd have said, well, now let's talk about it.
Okay. So
you gonna get in the car.
Right. Yes.
And drive.
Yep.
To your doctor's appointment. And on the way, you're going to log in to the Zoom court meeting.
Right.
For driving on a suspended license.
Now, Zoom has a feature. Zoom does have a feature.
Yeah.
Where you could turn the camera off.
Yes.
So if he was aware and he was driving,
blur your background.
He could have been like, oh, I'm new to this Zoom thing. Let me figure out how to turn my camera on. Just give me a quick second. I'm really sorry about this.
Yeah.
And park the car.
Yeah.
You could have done that. And then the judge could have been like, hey, man, where are you right now? Seems like you're in a car. Yeah, my wife driving me to the doctor's office. I got a doctor's appointment. You could throw some fake illnesses in there.
Yeah.
You know, I got the gout and chlamydia, so I need to go get that checked out.
Sure. Or you could just say, yeah, I'm in the car for privacy. I can't speak in my house. I'm in the car for privacy.
I wouldn't even have thought of that. I'm throwing out STDs.
Corey didn't. Corey didn't think about this at all. And
Corey didn't think about nothing.
It's that moment of realization that to me hits so hard because he just was dumbfounded by his own stupidity.
So This happened to Corey for one or two reasons. One, he drives on a suspended license all the time and he don't think nothing of it.
Okay. Yes.
Or two,
the answer is yes to that.
Or two, his license was suspended. He didn't know about it. He got pulled over.
Mm-hmm.
They because this has happened to me before because my license was suspended.
Mm-hmm.
I got pulled over for something minor,
Yeah.
right? And they run your license and like your license is suspended. And you're like, oh, I didn't know that. Because sometimes they, things get lost in the mail. The
Sure.
DMV send you something, or if you're in Maryland, the NVA sends you something, and your license been suspended, and you're like, oh, I need to go handle that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. Maybe he didn't know, and he found out, and he just forgot about it.
The man had a court date.
Yes.
And he knew his charge.
Maybe he forgot the charge. Maybe he forgot the charge. He was older. He's 44. I know what time out. He's 44.
Yeah,
that's my age. So,
yeah.
so never mind. I wouldn't
he
forget
knew
about that.
why he was there for court. He knew what his court charge. He's so used to driving on that suspended license that it did not occur to him. First of all, y'all, if you got a court date, I don't care if it's Zoom. I've seen so many of these where people log in for their court date and they're still in their pajamas, they're laying in the bed, stuff like that. Just because it's on Zoom doesn't mean that you're not in court. Get somewhere, sit down, put on a nice shirt. You can still have pajama pants on. They're not going to know. Be presentable because
you in court.
You're fighting for either your money or your time.
Yep.
So present yourself. What? Just because it's a Zoom don't mean you can run errands while you have a court date.
He wasn't running errands. He was going to see the doctor. And we don't know why he was going to see the doctor. My thing is there's Ubers, there's buses,
but
there's a whole variety of different things.
This man drives on that suspended license constantly.
Yeah, he don't care. It's been suspended.
Yeah. So at 6 p.m. that day, hopefully
he had to surrender himself.
He showed up.
Look,
or he got that bench warrant.
You know what would have been even funnier? If he drove himself there.
Is it cool if I park outside? Is that long-term parking? I don't know how long I'm going to be here.
Sir, did you drive here on a bench warrant for your arrest for driving with a suspended license because you were in a hearing for your suspended license while you was driving? Huh? Oh, I wasn't supposed to do that.
I didn't know I wasn't supposed to do that. Well,
who says that?
That was Dave Chappelle. It was a Dave Chappelle stand-up. He's riding with a white friend, and the cop pulled him over.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And he said, "I didn't know I couldn't do that." Well, now you know. Get out of here.
Well, maybe he just didn't know he couldn't do that. Maybe he thought a suspended license you could still drive around.
No.
Not after that ticket in the court hearing.
You can in a medical emergency. That's not what was happening. He was going to a doctor's appointment.
He was going to a doctor.
It wasn't a medical emergency.
No, it wasn't, because he was not the way. I'm surprised he didn't have some Gerald Levert playing in the background or some Barry White, because he looked like the type that would just be like cruising down the road, listening to the smooth jams from 1990s,
absolutely.
Smooth R&B.
You know what? He seemed like he was like a neo soul. He definitely had some D'Angelo.
Yeah. Oh, definitely got D'Angelo.
He was listening to Brown Sugar.
He
also turned it down slightly for the court hearing.
Well, I'm listening. I'm thinking he's listening to Barry White and listening to Practice What You Preach. He's for 44. He looks a lot older.
Yeah.
Than 44.
Well, he's been living hard and riding dirty. So that's why. Where he is today.
Well, where he is today, this was May 15th. So he's probably out now.
Is he?
I don't know.
He revoked his bond. So he can't bond out.
Yeah, he did revoke his bond.
Yeah.
But if he turns himself in, he could still probably bond out. If he didn't turn himself in, it would result in a bench warrant with no bond.
But my point is, you got this court case. So you already were arrested because you had a bond.
No, you got a ticket.
You had a bond in the first place.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay? That could be.
Yeah.
So you knew
Wait a minute. Hold on.
exactly what was going on.
If they arrested him for a suspended license, that license must have been really suspended for a long time. And he must have been driving reckless.
When did the Fat Boys break up?
Before movie Boomerang. Okay. First Fat Boys breakup, now this.
Right. That's how long that license spent it. My man been riding around Michigan.
He been riding around Michigan since the Disorderlies.
Yes.
The movie, you remember the movie The Fat Boys, Disorderlies? Y'all, if y'all ain't never seen that movie, it is stupid, but it's funny. It's the Fat Boys movie.
Yeah.
The Fat Boys was a rap group in the 80s. They were fat.
Yeah.
Jay, I don't think I can talk about this anymore. My face is hurting from laughing so hard.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to tell these people out here?
If you got a court case, don't do the thing that you got arrested for while attending. That should feel self-explanatory. It should feel like common sense. But it ain't. And also, if you're an introvert who does not like dating apps, maybe the prisoner pipeline is right for you. I'm Aundrea, and that's my time.
On that note, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And until next time, as always, I'll holla. Whew, that was a hell of a show. Thank you for rocking with us here on Unsolicited Perspectives with Bruce Anthony. Now, before you go, don't forget to follow, subscribe, like, comment, and share our podcast wherever you're listening or watching it to it. Pass it along to your friends. If you enjoy it, that means the people that you rock with will enjoy it also. So share the wealth, share the knowledge, share the noise. And for all those people that say, well, I don't have a YouTube. If you have a Gmail account, you have a YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can actually watch our video podcast. But the real party is on our Patreon page, After Hours Uncensored and Talking Straight-ish. After Hours Uncensored is another show with my sister. And once again, the key word there is uncensored. Those are exclusively on our Patreon page. Jump onto our website at unsolicitedperspective.com for all things us. That's where you can get all of our audio, video, our blogs, and even buy our merch. And if you're really feeling genuine and want to help us out, you can donate on our donations page. Donations go strictly to improving our software and hardware so we can keep giving you guys good content that you can clearly listen to and that you can clearly see. So any donation would be appreciated. Most importantly, I want to say thank you for listening and watching and supporting us. And I'll catch you next time. Audi 5000. Peace. Freedom over fame. The cycle stays the same. Freedom over cycle stays the same.